Hey erudites, I am Francis Xavier Javier, one of your lecturers for General Chemistry 1, and today we're diving into one of the most useful skills in science, unit conversion using dimensional analysis. Whether you're calculating speed or just figuring out how many liters are in a gallon, this method makes it easy and reliable. Before we begin converting, let's take a quick look at the different systems of measurement used around the world. There's the English system, which includes units like inches, feet, pounds, and gallons. You'll often see this be used in United States and in everyday life. Then we have the metric system, also known as the SI system, which is the international standard for science in most countries. It uses meters for length, kilograms for mass, and seconds for time. It's based on the powers of 10, making it super easy to convert between units like meters, liters, and grams. For example, 1 kilometer is just 1,000 meters. In this tutorial, we'll focus primarily on the metric system since that is what we use in our course, and it is the system used in scientific research, engineering, and medicine. Now that we know metric system is our main focus, let's look at the metric prefixes. This helps us to scale measurements up or down. The metric system is based on the powers of 10, which means every prefix represents a multiplication or division by 10, 100, 1,000, and so on. This makes conversion super easy once you understand the pattern. So when you see a number like 5.6 times 10 raised to the power of negative 6 meters, you can instantly recognize that it's in the micro range. We'll use these prefixes throughout our dimensional analysis example, so keep this chart handy. Now, let's learn how to actually convert between these units using dimensional analysis. Dimensional analysis, also known as factor label method, is a technique used to solve problems by applying conversion factors to change one unit into another. It is characterized by the cancellation of units, which helps ensure that your final answer is in the correct unit. The steps in converting units is first, write down the given value, identify the conversion factor, set up the fraction so units cancel, multiply and divide, then apply scientific notation if needed, and lastly, follow the sigfix rule when answering. Maria is decorating her room with LED strip lights. The package says that the strip is 250 centimeters long. How long is the strip in meters? First, write down the quantity you want to convert or your given quantity. To solve a unit conversion problem, we always need a conversion factor. A conversion factor is a fraction that shows relationship between two units for the same quantity. In this case, we're converting from centimeters to meters, and we know that for every 1 meter, there are 100 centimeters. Now, since the prefix centi means 10 raised to the negative 2, we can also rewrite this conversion factor as 1 meter equals to 10 raised to the power of 2 centimeters. The next step now is to multiply your given quantity by a fraction. Inside the fraction, we're going to write the two numbers from your conversion factor. Now you might be asking, how do we know what to put on the bottom or on top of the fraction? So here's the trick. The unit you want to cancel must always be placed opposite to your given quantity in the fraction. So if centimeters is on top of your given value, then in your conversion factor, you need to put centimeters on the bottom so that they cancel out. Now that our units are set up and centimeters have canceled out, we are left with this. At this point, you can simply type the whole thing into your calculator exactly as it looks, and it will give you the answer. But if we want to break it down manually, here's how the fraction calculations work. First, multiply everything across the numerators, then divide by the denominator. So the final answer is 2.5 meters. That means Maria's LED light strip is 2.5 meters long. If we want this answer to be expressed in scientific notation, we will write it as 2.5 times 10 raised to 0 meters. Alright, let's try another problem. This time not a word problem, just a plain unit conversion. For this problem, we have 7.5 times 10 raised to 15 pm, 2 kilometers or km. First, write down the given value, then identify the conversion factor. Recall the metric prefixes pico and kilo. Pico means 10 raised to negative 12, kilo means 10 raised to 3. So, 1 pm or 1 picometer is equals to 10 to the negative 12 meters, and 1 kilometers is equals to 10 to the 3 meters. So we can now set up our conversion factor to cancel out picometers and end in kilometers. We know that in 1 picometer, there is 10 to the negative 12 meters, and in 1 kilometer, there is 10 to the power of 3 meters. Now that na-set up na natin ang ating dimensional analysis and conversion factors, pwede na tayong mag-cancel ng units. After mag-cancel ng units, we multiply what is left. So 7.5 times 10 raised to 15 times 10 raised to negative 12 times 1 over 10 raised to 3 kilometers. So tandaan, pwede natin i-apply ang base rule ng laws of exponent. So we keep 7.5, then we multiply it to 10 since yun yung common base, and then ang i-combine na lang natin ang exponents. 15 minus 12, and since ang 3 ay naka-divide or naka-fraction, naka 1 over 10 raised to 3, gagawin natin siyang minus 3. So 15 minus 12 minus 3 is equals to 0. Our final answer is 7.5 times 10 raised to 0 kilometers, but since we know that any number raised to 0 is equals to 1, ang final answer natin ay 7.5 kilometers. Now let's try a problem with square units. Suppose we want to convert 200 centimeters squared into meters squared. So first, write down the given value, 200 centimeters squared. Next, identify natin ang conversion factor na magbibigay sa atin ng centimeters to meters. We know that in 1 meter, there is 100 centimeters, or in 1 meter, there is 10 raised to 2 centimeters. Now, let us set up the fraction so that the units can cancel, or ito yung dimensional analysis na natin. But before that, kailangan muna natin siyang square since this is a square unit. Dahil ang binigay sa atin ay centimeters squared, kailangan ang conversion factor natin ay naka-squared din. So using the power rule, distribute the exponent to the numerator and the denominator. So 200 centimeters squared is now multiplied to a fraction of 1 meter squared all over 10 raised to 4, kasi 2 times 2 na siya, centimeters squared. Now na parehas na squared na ang ating units, pwede na tayong mag-cancel ng units. Ang ating natira na ngayon ay 200 all over 10 raised to 4. Or rewrite natin siya as 200 times 10 raised to negative 4. If we calculate that, it will be equal to 0.02 meters squared. So, pwede na natin ngayong i-apply ang scientific notation. So, ang rule ng scientific notation, the number must always be at least 1, but it is less than 10. So, pwede siyang in between ng first and second digit. So, if we move the decimal point to the left, the exponent is positive, but if we move the decimal point to the right, the exponent is negative. Since 0.02, we move the decimal point to the right para maging 2 siya. So magiging 10 raised to negative 2 or kung ilang beses mong minove ang decimal point. And that is your final answer, 2 times 10 raised to negative 2 meters squared. Now let's convert unit with more than one conversion factor and express the final answers in scientific notation. So, suppose we are to convert 25 kilometers squared into centimeters squared. So, first, write down your given value. Next is you identify the conversion factor na magbibigay sa inyo ng kilometers to centimeters. Since walang exact direct conversion factor, pwede natin siyang paraanin sa kilometers to meters, then meters to centimeters. Now, the value is 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters or 10 to the 3, and 1 meters is equals to 10 to the 2 centimeters. Now, we can set up our dimensional analysis using our conversion factors. But remember, this is a squared unit. Since kilometers squared ang given, is-squared mo rin ang conversion factors mo. After squaring, i-distribute mo na ang exponent gaya ng ginawa natin nung nauna. And then, pwede mo na silang i-cancel. Kapag na-cancel mo na, i-combine mo na ngayon ang powers of 10. Remember, when multiplying yung powers ng 10, ia-add ito. Kapag naman naka-divide, isa-subtract ito. Since ang powers of 10 natin ay nasa numerator lahat, which means multiply, kapag divide, ito ay nasa denominator. Since multiply tayo, add natin silang lahat. So 25 times 10 raised to 6 plus 4. 6 plus 4 is equals to 10. So 25 times 10 raised to 10. But 25 sa scientific notation ay mas mataas sa 10. Remember, ang scientific notation ay dapat at least 1 but less than 10. Since sobrang ang 25 sa 10, kailangan natin siya gawing 2.5. So you move the decimal place to the left. Remember, pag nag-move tayo ng decimal place to the left, mag-a-add tayo ng isa or kung ilan yung minove mong place sa exponent. Since 25, isang beses lang tayo nag-move sa left, so plus 1. So the answer now is 2.5 times 10 raised to 11 centimeters squared as your final answer. Now that we've converted square units, let's remember that the same principle applies to cube units and even higher powers. So for example, when converting square kilometers to square meters, we squared the conversion factor because the unit itself was squared. So in the same way, if we're working with cubic kilometers to cubic meters, we would cube the conversion factor since the unit is cubed. So whatever we did with the square units, the same principle also applies to cube units and beyond. Just raise the conversion factor to the same power as the unit. Okay, so now let's finally try something a little different, converting between two different systems of measurement. Suppose we want to convert 5 feet per second into miles per minute. So first, we start with what we're given, 5 feet per second. Now we'll set up our conversion factor step by step. So unahin muna natin ang 5 feet. So convert natin ang feet into miles. Meron tong direct conversion na 1 mile is equals to 5,280 feet. So we multiply 5 feet per second times 1 mile per 5,280 feet. Here, the feet cancels out. Ngayon, okay na ang iyong first unit. Napunta mo na siya sa miles, so check. Next, convert na natin ang seconds into minutes. So we know that in 1 minute, there is 60 seconds. So we multiply again with the given 5 feet per second is now multiplied to 60 seconds over 1 minute. So yung seconds dito ay magka-cancel, leaving us with minutes. So i-combine na natin ang ating dalawang conversion factors na nagawa sa isang dimensional analysis. Then we cancel out the units, leaving us with miles per minute. Next, i-multiply and i-divide na natin ang natira. Since 5 times 60 all over 5,280 is equal to 0.0568 miles per minute, hindi niya dito natumpak ang scientific notation since less than 1 pa ito. Kailangan natin sa scientific notation at least 1 but less than 10. So para maging at least 1 less than 10 siya, papupuntahin natin siya ng 2 decimal places to the right para maging 5.68 times 10 raised to negative 2. Because we move the decimal to the right, the exponent is negative. And because dalawang beses tayong nag-move, kaya naging 10 to negative 2. So the speed is 5.68 times 10 raised to negative 2 miles per minute. We want our answers to match with the sig figs given. Since ang given sig fig natin ay mayroong 1 sig fig lang, kaya gagawin din nating 1 sig fig ang ating final answer. Alright, let's wrap up everything that we've learned today. Dimensional analysis is the method that is used to convert one unit to another by multiplying carefully chosen conversion factors. And here are some common errors that students make so you can avoid them. First is forgetting to cancel units. If units don't cancel, your setup is off. Second is using the wrong conversion factor, so always verify the relationship. Third is misplacing the conversion factor. Putting it upside down leads to wrong units. Finally, let's check comprehension.